afternoon, Crafty peeps. Welcome to our second Craftology box tutorial for March. This is using the Graphic 45 Sunkissed, which I absolutely love. So if you have already watched my Facebook live show that was last Friday, then you may want to go ahead and pass on this tutorial. This one will be very similar. It is the bridge card slash U card that I have, taught, earlier. But this one will be slightly different. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, you're going to need a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and then we're going to score it on the 8.5 inch side at 6 inches. Okay, if you're really good at cutting, you don't have to score it. I am awful at cutting straight. Okay, so I go ahead and I always measure mine and make sure with the score line. Anyway, so on this one, we are going to use this. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off my little extra piece where you can see the score line. So I'm going to just cut that off now. And then we're going to want to, for this bridge card, we are going to cut a 3/8 inch. Okay. And then another one, so 2 at 3/8 inch, so that's right underneath the 1/2 inch mark, which is right there. Okay, and then we'll take these two pieces together, we'll line them up, and we're going to cut it at 8 inches. Okay. And this is actually going to be the starting of our little fence that we're going to make. Now I want you to go ahead and grab your extra piece again, and you're going to line it up at a 1/2 inch and cut. And then again, a 1/2 inch. And then again at a 1/2 inch. Okay. And then each one of these, and I'm going to stack mine up because it's easier for me to do it that way. We're going to cut them at 2 inches. Okay, so we're going to have a little 2-inch fence. Actually, let's make it, I apologize, 2.5. Okay. And of course, your little extra tidbits, go ahead and trash those. And I may be making too many, but, in case I mess up, too many is better than too little. Okay. Okay, so now it depends on how you want your fence to look. You can have it kind of pointed, or you can do the little, like, typical fence looking style, which is kind of like this. Okay, and I want mine all to look pretty much the same, so I'm just going to mimic that. Okay, and then I just want to let you know, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stop the video now and finish cutting all these little things for my fence. What I want you to do is, if you want your fence solid white, then you can just leave it that way. But I'm going to go ahead and use sepia that is sold in Tamara Store by Prima, and, go around all my edges, including these pieces as well. And then we'll be back. Okay, sorry, I got a little ahead of myself. This was really easy to do. basically, I just got my art glitter glue out and started gluing these two together. And I basically left on the bottom a, this is a 1/4 inch. And then this one is about 3/8 of an inch, okay? So, and I basically just use this to line up my pieces so that I wouldn't mess it up and keep it nice and straight. So now we're just going to put this to the side. Now we're actually going to start making the frame of our card, okay? So we have our sheet of paper that is 11 inches by 6 inches, and we're going to score at 1.5 and 3, okay? Then you can just flip it over and do 1.5 and 3. Okay. Now you can start folding on those score lines right here. This one's going to go inward. Sorry, let me grab my mat here because I like my stuff nice and smooth. And I'm going to do this side as well, inward. And my second one is going to go outward or towards me. Okay. And there we go. So now if I measure this correctly for my inside piece, I'm going to line it up here. It should be 5 inches by 5 7/8. So now we need to figure out what are we going to have in the middle here. And I decided that I was going to do my little sun-kissed girl right here because I love the little beach look. So I'm going to, oops, you know what? First of all, let me take off this piece. Okay, I know I don't need to go this high up. Okay, and this is, I went a little over, but I really just needed it 5 inches. So let me trim this off because I might be able to use those fishies later. You know me, saving all my scraps. I'm crazy like that. Okay. Then I'm going to line this up. Now I realize I'm going to have to take some of this off. Okay. So let me see something real quick. Five and 7/8. So our girl, I may have to move this right on down to the 6 inches. I am going to have to cut off a little bit. I could either cut off a little bit of her bow, or in fact, I think that's what I'm going to do so I can leave her foot, okay? So I'm going to cut right underneath her foot. I want to keep her hands in there. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of somewhat guess this here. There we go. All right, and then now right underneath her foot. I kind of have to wing in this one. Okay. And then now we're going to cut off a little bit of her bow. So that, hold on. Let me just measure this. I said 5 7/8. I'm going to go ahead so that I don't have to keep on cutting it. I'm going to measure it just to be sure. Okay. And now you can trash that piece. And then we know that it needs to be 5 inches. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to measure it 5 inches and then go ahead and cut again. Perfect. So now this should go right in the center of my card. Let me find that real quick because I'm making a hot mess in here. All right, here we go. Alrighty, let's double check. Oh, and it goes nice in there. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and ink around your edges, you can. I'm going to use my sea glass from Tamara Store. Hopefully this is the right color. Sponge, but I think it is. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay. So I'm just going to ink my edges up just a little, just so that they're not naked. Okay, so my extra pieces, which are these 4 right here, they're going to need to be 1.5 inches by 5 7/8 it should be, okay? In fact, I'm just going to make mine 6 inches. I feel like, so 1.5 by 6, and then I'll cut off a 1/16 of an inch. So let me figure what colors I'm going to do here. Maybe I could do that. Yeah. Oh no, I don't want to use that. I might need it for something. Let's see here. Ooh, this is cute. So I could use this little color right here. Or I could use the sand dollars. Ooh, I like the sand dollars. All right, let's go with the sand dollars. This is my 8x8 pad. But I already used my sand dollar piece for my 12x12 layout. So I have to use my 8x8. Okay. So we said 6 inches. So let me go ahead and cut off what I need. And then for 1.5. 1. In fact, I'm going to flip it this way. And okay, now like I said, I'm going to go ahead and take off my 1/16 of an inch. And then I'll put these two together and cut at the same time. And do my little 1/16 of an inch right here. Put it down. Oops. Okie dokie, so now I've got all my pieces ready. I went ahead and inked around the edges of these as well. I decided to only cut out one turtle, but instead I decided to do a sand dollar. So I think this is going to look really super cute. So I'm going to go quiet now, and then we'll kind of, speed through this so we're not here all day.